Hi, I'm going to talk to you today about exhibitions, fairs. Um, I was on my way to say workshops, but we'll leave them out for today. Fairs and exhibitions. Um, if you walk around in an exhibition, you can see there are many booths and stands that are not really on par with what they should do. And there are good reasons. Normally it's about planning. It's about the same thing as with project management. Lack of results often have a reason in lack of planning. So I'm returning back to something that I used to work a lot in with exhibitions at a big telecom company and a small startup called Sendit. We made tremendous success even with extremely slim budgets. And how did we do that? Well, we followed a concept that I was putting together after having some expertise in. You know, when you're new, you hire a consultant, and we had a great consultant who check that word. A consultant who helped us from a sales perspective, and that gave me many hints. It later grew, and when I started my own company in 2001, a customer talked me into registering the concept since they saw a clear difference, a clear advantage from using. And when I registered, when I was about to register the idea, the authorities, Bolagsverket here in Sweden, told me that, well, then you need a brand. So I sat down in a cafe like this one, Fru Marias Bak here in Älvsjö, where I live. And I put together a lot of things. How can you maximize the effect of exhibitions? So it became Maxhibition. So that's the brand, and it's been around for a while. To be honest, we haven't used it for a couple of years. Other things came in between: sales, project management, and leadership, and of course the luck book and all that, the luck concept. But I now see that the two entities of the luck concept and exhibition, Maxhibition. Sorry, it's early in the morning and it's pre-coffee. They merge. And they do that excellently. In short, the Maxhibition concept is based on 3 phases. The first phase is planning and starting the whole thing, and that may start as much as 1 or 2 years ahead of the exhibition. The reason is, in those days we used fax and telephone, of course, and email and all that stuff, and whatever channel we use. Today that would be using all social media. Everything carried the same message. If you're visiting this exhibition, this is our booth. You're extremely welcome, and maybe even registered we know when you're going to be at the exhibition, so we can prepare. A lot of things in preparation, including how do you dress, how do you make up the exhibition, the booth. Too many booths have too much text. They're not thinking of who is actually the target group, so they are actually pulled in. Then phase 2 is a lot about behavior in the stand. Oh, there are tons of things you can do, and most of them are actually fun. So you can combine fun and results. And the last thing is the follow-up. And you know, most companies don't do this. The excellent follow-up is done within a week. And then you may claim that, well, we have hundreds of leads. Well, we can prepare for that. So in the planning stage, for instance, I'm not going to reveal everything. I mean, you have to pay for something. But in the planning, I involved, and here's a really interesting thing that happens. I involved the whole company. So when we left sales and marketing and some of the tech guys because we brought quite a lot of things, either internet servers or base stations or whatever. So we always had hardware, because engineers, they love hardware. It's not about male or female or anything like that. People who are engineers like to touch things and feel the weight or the loss of weight or whatever. So we had contact cards that in those days, when we started the whole concept, of course now using scanning, contact cards that every person in the stand use, and a special classification on that paper makes the team in the stand more collaborative in a way that we invented during these exhibitions. Then we send them home. Today that would be take a picture and send it home. Everything is prepared. All salespeople have signed letters that go away, or today a mail with a few links to the proper information. The good stuff, there were so many spin-offs in this concept, and one of them was all people working in administration and so on could actually watch not only from our bills with all the dinners and all the representation that we do with customers, taking them out for a drink or a meal, but also they saw that sometimes there were maybe 100 contacts where a few of them actually had dinner the same evening, not all the 100, but quite a lot of people. So they got a richer picture of what we did at exhibitions and how everything goes together then with business that we pull into our organization. Now, that is the Maxhibition 1, 2, 3 phases. How does that connect to the luck concept? You can go to refer to the link www.luckconcept.com, LUCK concept with C.com. The luck concept starts in the cognition, which is, I kept the K from Swedish because I believe that the way we interpret things and the way we grasp things and how they get through our perceptive filters is strongly influenced by the internet. Since we know that it's ubiquitous access to internet, we have to bear that in mind. Whatever we do, start with how the brain reacts to this and this. And you know, the social brain is so strong, and it's things that come up now that are really on the surface is like transparency. Everyone can see more and understand more of what's happening in the organization. Collaboration, innovation. There are things we need to do together, and how we do that is a combination of the cognitive perspective through all these filters. Every person has a personal filter, letting through a few things. A minority of everything that happens around you goes through to that, down to that thinking map, as I prefer to call it. It's a map of how you regard the world to work. Mind you, your map is not the same as anyone else's map. You may have things that are pretty much alike, but mostly they're different. So how do we communicate to get through with all this? Because really, telling is not selling. Selling is about finding things that people need and provide it. And what is better than people who understand that, well, actually what you're presenting here in front of me is exactly what I need. We call that coaching. Coaching is about change of perspectives. And you shouldn't tell people what they should do. They should actually tell you. The U in the luck concept is for unifying communication. Today, we can use so many visual tools. And yesterday, a friend of mine pointed out that, well, I'm rather a textual person. I go more for the written word. I agree on that. Well, another colleague, he's very auditive. He or she takes in and stores information very much through hearing. Well, suddenly everything popped up in my mind that when we're in meetings where we have an unclarity that we need to straighten out in some way, we very often go to the whiteboard and use the pens. But I would agree that it was only visual if we were quiet and didn't use any text. But I think we have an intuitive perception of this, that's not going to work. So we talk while we paint, while we draw. And that's not only a visual thing, it's an inclusive thing. It's actually, I can, through my words and our interaction, call it coaching if you want. Also, we can go and check things on your map versus things on my thinking map. You see the beauty of this? I think it's fantastic. I love the brain. So, in the visual leadership, we take care of all this. And it really is unifying. And the L of the luck concept is for lean and agility. How can we make up structures that make things work? You know, standards may sound boring, but they're pretty nice, because standards are actually providing place for you to be creative and innovative. Standards, like the flow of how we work in our exhibition, how we handle a workday. You know that we have an overlap, for instance, around lunch, but we run 2 shifts, which means you don't work full days. The other part of the day you spend being social and doing some business intelligence in the exhibition. So, I hope I provided you some information now. 11 minutes, a little bit on the high side, but well, ask me questions. I'm at johan@langecom.com. That's JOHAN at LANGECOM.com. And you can find me at Instagram at Johan Lange, and you will find me at Johan Lange1 on LinkedIn. Well, you know the thing, linkedin.com, blah, blah, blah. Maxhibition, luck. Looking forward to talking to you. And visualizing, of course. You take care and have a great exhibition.